Let's jump right into this explainer because today we're going to completely rethink physical resilience. I'm literally so pumped to share this because we are about to take conventional fitness wisdom and just flip it entirely upside down. Forget the idea of juggling 5 different casual workouts every week. We're talking about a massive paradigm shift here. The reality that you actually only need to get stupid strong once in your entire life to reap the benefits forever.
Okay, so we've all heard the advice, right? Find the sport you love. Just move your body. Whether it's hitting the trails, rock climbing, or joining a weekend rec league, it sounds like this wonderful, positive, holistic approach to health. But here's the catch. Doing this out of order is a massive mistake. If you just dive headfirst into those activities without building a proper physical base first, you're basically building a house on sand.
So that nice advice? Yeah, it's actually wrong. Without a rock-solid foundation of structural strength, that house of sand is going to crack the exact second life gets serious, or the moment you push yourself just a little too hard. If you haven't maxed out your baseline strength first, your body literally isn't prepared for the unpredictable, high-impact demands of those sports. You're just setting yourself up for failure, or, honestly, a really annoying injury.
All right, defining max strength, what it actually means to be strong.
Max strength is the maximum force your body can produce in one all-out effort through big, multi-joint movements that load the entire system. An entire system is the absolutely crucial phrase here. Your whole body has to show up, or that weight simply doesn't move, period. When you put a heavy load on your back or pull it off the floor, it forces your muscles, your bones, your tendons, and your central nervous system to all adapt together as one cohesive unit. It's a full system upgrade.
And there's a really stark contrast between what builds this kind of strength and what doesn't. Squats, deadlifts, and weighted pull-ups, those build max strength. Casual sports like running, yoga, or your Tuesday night pickleball league, they just don't. Listen, those are amazing activities, but they won't trigger deep structural change. You absolutely need the intense mechanical tension of heavy compound movements to force your body to adapt at a foundational level. You just can't run your way to denser bones and a fortified nervous system. It doesn't work like that.
Which brings us to the investment window, the 3 to 5 year paradigm.
The awesome news here is that getting stupid strong isn't some lifelong ball and chain. 3 to 5 years. That's it. That is the exact temporary window you need to hit your lifetime ceiling of potential muscle mass. But during this specific window, strength training has to be your main axis. It's not a side quest you squeeze in between spin class and Sunday brunch. It's the main event. Most people never hit their physical ceiling simply because they spread their energy across 6 different things. For 3 to 5 years, you really have to focus.
I absolutely love this concept. You're basically front-loading your physical resilience. Think of it like an infrastructure investment or a high-interest savings account. You spend a few dedicated years making massive, heavy deposits into your physical bank account, and the beauty of it is you get to live off those structural returns forever.
Let's look at the biology of permanence. Why the strength doesn't fade.
Now, you're probably wondering, well, what happens when I stop training? Doesn't the muscle just vanish? Let's break down this really cool control room analogy. Step 1, heavy training grows your muscle cells. Step 2, because those cells are getting bigger, your body has to add more nuclei to manage them. Think of these nuclei as little control rooms built inside the muscle fiber. Step 3, say you stop training and the muscle shrinks. That happens. But here's the absolute magic. Step 4, those control rooms, they stay permanently. The physical size might fade, but the cellular machinery never leaves. Meaning if you come back to the gym 10 or even 15 years later, you rebuild that muscle exponentially faster than someone starting from scratch.
Let's talk about age for a second, because it definitely matters. In your 30s or earlier, your hormones are cooperating beautifully. Your recovery is high, your body is totally primed for lean mass. Hit 40, and sarcopenia, which is natural muscle loss, along with hormonal decline, start creeping in. By 55, building new muscle from scratch is definitely a harder project. But listen to me clearly on this. If you're past 40, do not panic. The best time to start was 10 years ago. The second best time to start banking this strength is literally right now. You will still add those permanent nuclei. It just takes a bit more patience and intention.
All right, the simple blueprint. How to actually train for max strength.
Here is the brutally simple, highly effective protocol to build this foundation. The barbell big 3 are your primary tools: the squat for the lower body, the deadlift for the posterior chain, and the bench press for the upper body push. Now, if you're a calisthenics fan and you're kind of stressing at the thought of a barbell, relax. Pistol squats, weighted pull-ups, and weighted dips hit the exact same target areas. I promise you, the tool is different for sure, but the physics of progressive overload and heavy resistance are exactly the same.
And here's your magic number, 5 by 5. or 3 sets of 5. That's the required rep range for this phase. You know, we aren't chasing a muscle pump here. We aren't doing 20 fast reps with a light weight that you could practically throw across the room. We're keeping the reps low so the weight on the bar can stay incredibly heavy.
To make this actually work, you have to adopt a strict mindset, basically the fundamental rules of lifting. You must use heavy weight. There's zero junk volume. Every single rep has to matter. And the golden rule? If it's easy, it's not building anything. The load has to be heavy enough to make your nervous system fight for every single repetition. That fight is exactly what forces your body to build those permanent new control rooms.
Moving on to fueling your future self, the crucial other half of the equation.
Okay, getting the training right is literally only half the battle. If you're just guessing at your food while lifting heavy, you're actively slowing down those structural changes inside your muscle fibers. You simply can't out-train a guessing game in the kitchen. And this is where macro factor comes in. It's precision nutrition that actually adapts to your unique metabolism. It doesn't rely on some stranger's metabolic formula or a generic online calculator. It automatically adjusts your calorie targets week by week based strictly on how your specific body responds to this intense strength phase. You're fueling cellular changes, and man, that requires precision. Take it from a user named Kendall, who noted there was no awkwardly fiddling on his phone for 10 minutes while out with friends. The tracking is so fast and seamless, it fits right into normal life without that friction that usually makes people quit tracking entirely. It's incredibly effective for this foundation building phase. Actually, you can try it completely free for 14 days if you use the code YELLOWDUDE.
Finally, the long-term payoff, earning the freedom to play.
Guys, this is the whole reason we do this, to earn the absolute physical freedom to play any sport you want for the rest of your life. Just picture this, return on investment. Once that physical capital is banked, your joints handle heavy impact effortlessly. Your muscles have this massive endurance reserve. Your nervous system recruits force so efficiently. You can walk into a Brazilian jiu-jitsu gym at age 42 without getting absolutely wrecked by week 3. Or run a marathon where your legs absorb tens of thousands of steps without breaking down. Because you put the time into that foundation, you can pick up a new sport and immediately be better than you have any right to be, simply because your body doesn't fall apart anymore.
Which leaves us with this final, empowering question. Once your foundation is built, what sport will you conquer? Seriously, think about it. All those sports, the running, the climbing, the pickleball, they aren't going anywhere. They are patiently waiting for you to get stupid strong first. So take that 3 to 5 year window, bank your physical resilience, and then go conquer whatever brings you joy. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer. I really hope it completely changes how you view your training. Now go get out there and start building that foundation.